Good evening to our instructor, Ms. Bazila, and everyone. We are from LEX 2019 DIY Project Group 80. So today is our group discussion 4. So I would like to introduce myself first. My name is VILASHINI RAMESH. Matrix number is 203990. I'll pass it to Nithya.
Good evening, everyone. My name is NITHIYAASHRI PUSHPANATHAN, and my matrix number is 203446. I will pass it to Janani.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Janani KALAICHELVAN, and my matric number is 203336.
Hello everyone, my name is KARTIGA, DASAN. My matric number is 203907 and I'll pass it to Mani.
Hello everyone, my name is MANIMEGALAI GANESAMURTHY. My matric number is 202492.
So hello everyone, and my name is PAVITRA GOBALAKRISHNAN and my matrix number is 202246. The next person.
Hello everyone, my name is ABDINASSER AHMED Adam. My matric number is 200137.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is NURUL ASMIRA BINTI AZHAR and my matric number is 20740402.
Hello everyone, my name is PAVITRAN MANIVAEL. My matrix number is 197563. So next, KAIREEN.
Hi everyone, my name is NURADHLIN and my matric number is 203308. Thank you.
So guys, today in our discussion, the third pair, Pavitra and Mani, will be presenting their DIY project. So I'll pass it to them. Thank you.
Yeah, so I and Manimegalai will be leading the discussion today. So Kartika, I think.
So yeah. Okay, so I'll start presenting. Good evening, everyone. So, being the third pair, me and Pavitra came up with this DIY calendar idea in the first week itself. So, as students, we highly relate to this DIY project because time is gold. So, in order to keep track of time to finish up assignments and and submissions, so we came up with this as a solution for us to manage time wisely. Next. So the materials needed actually easily accessible from home, and it's convenient to use. So as you can see here, to make the DIY calendar, firstly, we need available colored papers from home, even just the leftover ones. Just a reminder, you don't have to really buy the colored paper just for the sake of this project. You can actually use whatever that's left at home. Later, we will let you know on the alternatives, what we can use other than the color paper. Then we need a glue to stick the paper and create the base for the calendar, which will further be explained in the steps of making of the calendar. And next, we need a ribbon because ribbons are also used in this project, but however, it is not actually a necessity. It's rather an optional material depending on where the calendar will be placed. So that will also be further explained by Pavitra. Other than that, a pair of scissors is needed to cut the papers. So for safety purposes, just be careful while you're using them. Finally, we use marker pens or normal pens, colored pens to decorate the calendar by writing some motivational quotes and sayings to uplift our mood. So once all the materials are set, we can actually carry on with our project. So next slide, please. So as you can see here, these are the alternatives on what we can use other than the colored papers. So this is important because not everyone has colored papers, and we can also use a newspaper as well as pages from the old notebook as a substitute for this project. So as we all know, reuse, reduce, and recycle is a much important key element in today's world, in today's life and society. So just don't waste resources by overusing them, and just use whatever that we have at hand. For the next step, next slide, please. So next, I'll be moving on to the steps of making of the DIY calendar. This is the most important part of everything, because firstly, we need to create a base for the calendar. So in our case, we used the color paper and folded it accordingly. Then I stick the colored paper with some glue and let it dry. We also wrote our own calendar, meaning that using the small pieces of paper we have left at our home, we use that to write the dates and days and clip it and put it in front of the calendar. So the end result of the picture will be shown later by Pavitra. In the meantime, we all did a memo pouch using a colored paper and a pair of scissors, of course. So we pasted that memo pouch at the back of the calendar, as you can see on the picture. So, and inside that pouch, you can see that we have inserted like a piece of small notes. So these small notes like can be used to write the to-do list lah. So as students, we have lots of things to do. So it's better to have a memo pouch in the calendar itself, so it will make our life easier. So later, we constructed the pen holder. So this idea is like an additional idea, but I think it's the most convenient idea, because like not many calendars these days have pen holder. So we came up with it because it's so convenient. So as you can see there in the picture, you can see there's like a tiny like a hole, right, in between the base, right? So we actually, inside the base, we thought that it would be like an ideal place to store the pen. So we pasted some papers to hold the pen, and we inserted the pen. So the pen can be like conveniently used anytime and has its own space, like shown in the picture. So last but not least, we can like decorate the calendar like however we want. So in our case, we wrote motivational quotes, and we also added a ribbon if the calendar is hung to the wall. So the ribbon is like added because depending on where you are actually storing your calendar. So other than that, yeah, next Pavitra will explain further on our project.
The next slide, please. Okay, so I'm going to explain about the benefits of the DIY calendar. So the first benefit is, according to us, the calendar will help us a lot to remind ourselves of things to be done, including assignments and homeworks and everything. Importantly, when we are seeing the lecture, it's very important for us to jot down something or write something, so that we don't feel sleepy, and so that we can we keep our brain active. So this calendar will be useful because behind the calendars we actually include some papers, like blank papers, as Mani said just now. So you can write your notes. You can take notes when your lecturer is giving some important tips or teaching, and you're noting something for your exams. And so yeah, the calendar will be significant for you guys to always remind things to be done and take lecture notes, like as Mani said just now. And then we can also keep everything in track, so that we won't miss out anything. So yeah, so I think we, people, actually students are very forgetful. Like we have so much of things to do. Yeah. Yeah, we have so much of things to do, and we tend to forget many things when everything cramps up at the same time. So I think it's very important for us to keep everything in track, so that we won't forget anything, and our assignments we can send it on time. And then most importantly, this calendar, to do this calendar, it's not costly at all. As Mani said just now, like we just a few things that it's already at home. And yeah, it's you also can use recycling papers, which is environmentally friendly. So I think and yeah, to manage time wisely. So as I said just now, you can plan your things according to your time. Yeah, so when you start planning, that's when like you get more organized and things like that. So I think this calendar will be very useful for students like us, especially when when we were in the statistics. People, our teachers used to ask us to do like things like this, so that they won't forget things, so that students don't forget things. So I think, yeah, I think the same benefits, same thing apply here using this DIY calendar. So the next slide. Okay, so this is the calendar that we did. And so yeah, where can we start this project? So basically a normal calendar, we usually put it on our study table, or we can also like hang ribbons to it above, the in between the eyes. You just can put a ribbon into it, and you can stick on the wall. So these are the two choices lah, where you can store the project. So I think the next slide, the next slide. Okay, so this is our DIY calendar. Manimegalai did this, and as you can see a holder there. At the right hand side picture, you can see a holder there, and between the holder you can place your pens, and behind the you can see the calendar. Like behind the calendar, we have the study memo where you can put your notes and stuff inside there. And then behind the in between, we kept the papers, and then in between there's actually many papers. I don't know whether you can see it or not. There's actually many papers between, so you can actually, as I said just now, you can note stuffs and to remind yourselves about things, assignments and homeworks. Yeah, so that's the purpose why we keep the notes behind there. And actually you can write many quotes, like motivational quotes or anything to like boost you up in this calendar. And I think it's a very useful thing to do. And yeah, so that's all for our presentation. And I think the next slide is nothing. Thank you. Yeah, so you guys have any questions? Or Manimegalai, you have anything to add up?
No, but what are your opinions on our project? Do you guys like it or not?
Yes,
Yeah, I like it. It looks so
We
cute.
like
It's cute.
Thank you. So any suggestion like how we should improve our project?
Actually, I think no suggestions. I think from your project, I like two things from the decoration. First part, I like you said that you should decorate with the motivational quotes, right? Because I used to read motivation quotes whenever I feel down. So when I read motivational, so I can control my mind to become more, shouldn't do what thing I should do. So I think that's good way to write the motivation quotes. And the second things you said, the benefit that we remind ourselves of things to be done, including assignment and also homework. because I normally will jot it down in the paper, okay, A4 paper, whatever task to be done. So when I see with the calendar, with the timelines, so it we consider one of the good way to done our assignment. So I see your DIY project seems one of the good things to be promote to the students. Yeah, that's all from me.
Thank you, Pavitran, for your opinion. So anyone else have any opinions on our project?
Uh, so, first of all, well, good job to Pavitra and Mani, because this DIY calendar is such a creative idea, and also it is very important and crucial to us as students. But then I want to ask one thing. Did you guys face any difficulties or challenges when doing this DIY calendar? Like, was it time consuming or something like that? Anything you guys want to share?
Well, Pavitra, okay. So the thing is that this DIY project is the easiest of all. And why we did this is because we wanted to save time. So obviously this project didn't consume much time. We just took a little time to do it with whatever resources that we have at hand. And we construct the project, and it wasn't a big project. It was actually a mini project. So it wasn't time consuming. In fact, it just benefits us even more as a student.
That's great.
Thank you.
Yes, I agree with Pavi and Mani point that this project is really useful and beneficial for us as students, because you know, we can jot down every important information that we can keep, so we can keep us alert with everything that we write. Well, we can write or jot down about important dates, due date of assignment, upcoming examination, and also important topic that we want to do the revision, right? So because sometimes it just quicker to jot down on paper than to open the apps and go through the process of creating the calendar or task item, right? So I think it is great for us students. So what you guys think?
I agree with Adeline and everybody else's opinion on the project, especially during a time like this when we only use technology to communicate and do our works. I feel like this DIY calendar will give us an opportunity to actually use our pen and papers, because we only use that very rarely these days as we're here. If we were at university, then we would have used it. But since we're at home and it's all online, we hardly get to write or draw or paint. So this can also be something to get us off our mind, as well as it's very beneficial for us. So I'd like to ask you a question on, since it's made out of paper, how stable is your project?
Okay. So about the stability of the project, that's one of the downfall of the project, to be honest. So since we use papers and the alternatives is newspapers and also pages from the old notebooks, they are not quite stable since we only use one sheet of the paper. But there is a solution to it. Actually, if we stick all the papers together and made it quite thick and folded it, in that case, the stability of the DIY project would be much better. But Pavitra, I have another suggestion about the cardboard thing you talked about the other day. Yeah. Yeah, she said, Pavitra the other day, she said that she wanted to do the DIY project with cardboard. And that cardboard is like a better base, like it will provide a better base, like a stronger base like that. But sadly, we didn't use that method because, as you can see, cardboard is like the most abundant waste all around, lying all around, like the most abundant domestic waste, commercial waste. So you can find cardboards like really anywhere. So it's one of the other alternatives rather than using colored paper, newspaper, or pages from the old notebook when it comes to the stability.
All right, I like your suggestion, as also we use a lot of we order a lot of packages these days, and a lot of packed food like pizza boxes and packages that we receive use a lot of cardboard. So instead of throwing them, we can actually use it for good. Thank you for your answer, Mani. Does anybody else want to shoot any questions?
Yeah. So I really like your idea, and your calendar looks so cute. And I like the point where we can jot everything in that calendar, right? So we don't have to like search for our points where we kept it. It will be at one place, one point like that. But I have a question, because we also have a calendar like provided at the market. So can you explain in details how this calendar is like more strength compared to the one at the market there?
Okay, so you guys have asked about Janani, right? You asked about you compared our calendar with the ones in the market, right?
The one we get freebie.
How exactly? How specific the calendar you're comparing with?
The one we hang at our home.
You mean the lunar calendar?
Yeah, yes.
So okay, comparing with lunar calendar, lunar calendar doesn't have memo pouch or pen holder. So I think that's one of the benefits of our calendar over the lunar calendar. Even though we don't have the dates for lunar, but still we have like memos for student users, student users. So I think in that case, our calendar holds more pros than cons.
All right, thank you. Nice explanation.
Hi. Like everyone said, this DIY calendar is very important to all of us as students. I have a question for you guys. Would you recommend this DIY calendar to your friends, and why it would be?
Okay. So it depends actually, but most probably, I mean, not most probably, I would recommend this because if it depends, because if a person is like a tech savvy person, like they are more on a technological side, they would prefer having like Google Calendar or normal calendar in their phones, then that's a different story. So I can't really force them to person like me, for a conservative traditional person like me, I prefer writing on papers, and writing makes me like remember things easily, like stick in my heart. So rather than typing whatever like I have to do in the phone and relying on the phone like 24/7, I would rather rely on a piece of paper which is like accessible like in my room or table. Like we can't really, okay, there's another lesson in this, we can't actually rely on the phones like this, like 24/7. What if the phone died? And what if like the phone somehow got lost? Are you going to like forget things or suddenly forget things that are like saved in here? So it's better, and I think it's the best way to save things, like when you write it, even your phone numbers. Please write it in the diary, just in case, like just for example, if you forget your numbers of your like parents, like if you don't remember that would be a shame. So it's better to not rely on technological appliances or gadgets on a more deeper way, and just try balancing it out.
All right, thank you, Mani.
I just would like to ask my friend, what has inspired you to create or to construct this calendar? What inspired you? What motivates you?
So Pavitra, what motivates us? Okay, so basically we started this calendar idea because we have so much of pending assignments. So that's one of the motivation for us. And
then
if
another
we
thing,
don't
it's better to write something instead of using phones, as Mani said just now. So I think it's like more appropriate. Like we feel, sometimes some students, they have whiteboard in front and they love to, write their assignments, and they will be like cutting. Okay, once they finish it, they cut one by one. So it gives a kind of relaxation and will be so relieved when each time we are cutting. So the same goes to this also, I feel. So yeah, Mani, you have anything to add?
No. Yeah, I feel the same as you, Pavitra. Like, since we are like more on a old conservative kind of students, we prefer. I mean, I prefer writing on a piece of paper. Like, even before exams, I would like try to scribble things on the paper rather than actually writing on the iPad or any other gadgets. It's just I find it hard to understand or memorize that thing. So I prefer writing in the paper, and I think there are people out there that practices this in like this too.
So yeah, anyone else have anything to say?
Yeah, I think your project is very great and cute. I think I don't have any question, but this is general question. Do you guys use this calendar for your lifestyle?
For your lifestyle means?
I mean, do you using this calendar for your jotting information?
Yeah, of course. That is why we are creating it, right?
Okay, this for me. Any else want to add?
Oh yeah, I think we can. Is the time to conclude the discussion. So yeah. So anything else? Anyone have anything to say so that I can conclude? No. Okay. So that's all from us. I think our project, even though comparably it's not very attractive. It's not very
Oh, it's so cute.
Thank you. So
It's so
yeah.
cute.
So I think you guys would have benefit a lot from this DIY project, and you guys can try doing it at home also. So thank you so much for your time, and yeah, we end the discussion now.